good morning, guys, and welcome. This is She Speaks for this awesome Tuesday. Yeah, last week we bailed on you guys because a lot is happening, and we don't want to overkill. But certainly there are times when we're gonna have to have persons who is very vital that we rope in. And this morning we have a beautiful and amazing young lady, and that of Shani Victorin. Those of you who know Shani knows what's up. We understand, but you know what? How much really of Shani do you think you know? Is the question. You know that Shani, you know the movement Shani, you know the dance Shani, you know the Shani of soca size, you know that. But when did this all start? How did it all start? We need to wire back down a little bit and really get to know Shani and her story and her journey. So we want to acknowledge our partner, the First National Bank. They are always on board with us, and we appreciate them so dearly. Thank you very much for your support. And of course, we are going to be going live. We actually are live already. We are live via the official page of Radio Caribbean International, and we're also live via Facebook. So you can definitely tune into us there if you'd like to get up close and personal with the show for today. But it is now time for us to take a word from our partner. When we come back, we just jump into the conversation because half an hour is not a long time. So let's take a word from the partner, and we will be right back.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Absolutely and wonderful. Here we are, and we welcome you again. If you're just tuning into us, it is Radio Caribbean International. My name is Mareen. I'm here with Shani. Shani, of course, is a fitness instructor. She has been dancing. They know you through dance as well for quite a number of years, and you have now married your love and your passion for movement into something amazing that you've been helping a lot of people and yourself with.
Oh yes, most definitely.
On that healthy journey. So we want to come to that in a minute, but first, of course, we have to wire back down a little bit, find out a little bit more about Shani. Who is Shani? Where was Shani born? What was growing up like? What was kind of household? Was Shani one of those little miserable one? Was Shani a quiet, reserved one? What are some of the principles that you believe was grounded in you from those ages that you believe contributes to the person that you are today positively?
Okay. I a lot of people don't know that I have siblings. That's the first thing.
Right.
I don't know why they think I'm an only child, but I'm not. I grew up with my two brothers.
Okay. Awesome.
And I'm the middle child.
So 2 brothers?
Yes.
Well, you're an only child. Sorry to tell you. If you're the only girl and you're the middle, forget that. You're only child. That's why it's
So I had the brothers, that energy with the brothers. I have other siblings, half siblings, but it's one big family. Yeah,
absolute.
I went to the Anglican primary and infant school, and I think the principles of that institution definitely helped. Success through self-discipline definitely is rooted deep within who I am.
What was the household like? You used to get trouble? What kind of child were you?
I don't think so. I don't think I gave trouble. I wouldn't say I was the best child,
the most quiet child, but okay. You was always an active little one.
Yes, always. I started dancing from 5 years. And my dad was the one who's like, I was a bit reserved, a bit shy. And he said, I think this will help you come out of your shell. Nice. I don't think he anticipated how far out of the shell I would have come.
Is that still around?
Yes, he is.
Oh, well, he understands, trust me. And I think he's having an appreciation and he's taking some credit as well.
Yes.
As he should. Wonderful. Now, let's talk about your journey getting into, dance from since 5. Yeah. That was Dad just putting you in dance because he wanted to, help you as a child to develop certain characteristic. When did it become evident that this is more than just how do you call it? More than just a side thing, more than just a little something to do to save time or to pass time.
I think that passion really started at SJC. And I think Sister Rufina was the one who probably saw that and gave me the opportunity to perform as often as I possibly could. So that passion really blossomed there. When I went off to university at Trent University in Peterborough, Ontario, I was part of the African and Caribbean Student Union. And
what were you pursuing at the time?
My bachelor's is in environmental and resource science.
Okay,
yes.
all right. So
I think that's one thing people don't know. Yeah, that part people definitely don't know
that's
that
exactly
aspect
why
of
we're
it.
Here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was that. While I was there doing my bachelor's, the association was known as the Party Association. Just Feds, Party, Lime. That was it. And a lot of persons from the diaspora did not resonate with that. They felt like we were so much more than just the parties, the limes, the socials. So when I became an executive member, the exec decided, in fact, the exec before started changing the narrative. So we continued along that trend. And one of the things we wanted to incorporate was movement in terms of enjoying our music, but also learning the movements that come from our cultures, from the Caribbean, from Africa. And I remember seeing Soca Size and saying, oh, y'all, I think this would be a great thing to do. So 3 of us got certified. And I think out of the 3, I'm the only one who's still...
Was it right there at the college?
No, we went to either Toronto or Mississauga to do the training.
So how did that... Slow down. Hold on. Did you abandon what you went to do originally?
No.
Okay, you completed it.
At that point, it was a side hustle, if you may. And I think I didn't think of it as a side hustle. I just thought I'm sharing my culture. I'm sharing the things that I love about being a West Indian, being a St. Lucian, being black, if you may, with other persons who were interested in it as well. Right. So that's how I got started with Soca Size. And I never stopped.
Well, what happened to what you studied?
I completed my degree. I came back to St. Lucia, and I remember. Did
you ever pursue any career along what you studied?
Not yet.
Look at this thing.
Not yet. I went back into teaching. So I was teaching before I went to do my degree. And I had applied a couple of places, didn't get through. And I figured, you know what? I like this teaching thing. So I just went back into teaching. But I still did. Before I went back into teaching, I started doing Soca Size.
Right. So now that Soca Size has taken on this whole new platform, whole new wings and everything, visa application, done, complete and approved, has taken on that. Do you see any room where you can go, where you still want to pursue what you did then, what you studied, is that now just something that's there to see when it might pop up again? Or
no, I
you balance
will balance it too. Yeah.
How do I'm just I want to learn, because a lot of people find themselves in whirlwind when it comes to that. Yeah. People tend to sort of we have this status quo, as if you're doing this, you can't do this, or if you do, we tend to think. So, but what has been some of the things that we've been seeing creatively over the years is that people have find ways to find really completely different platforms and find a way to marry them.
Yes. I think things are a lot more dynamic now, which allows persons to use their whole brain. Left side more logical, right side more creative, and merge 2 things together to become one. So how
have you found
So right now I still teach.
Right.
And I still do.
Are you teaching what you studied?
The base of it, yes, because I'm teaching sciences.
Right.
So I'm teaching sciences and geography, which I love. But then I'm also doing the movement aspect, which I also love. Yeah.
Wow, a lot is happening here.
I know. So I get asked often if I have 48 hours in my day and everybody else has 24, because people don't understand how I do all what I do. But
how? So how do you do it?
I think when you enjoy what you're doing, you find time for it.
Okay, so break down a day in the life of Shani.
Okay, I get up on a good day. I get up about 5:00, 5:30.
Okay.
Have breakfast, pray, get ready for work. I leave the house about 7:30. I work my full day, so that's about 3 o'clock. I'll normally leave the school around 4 so that I can, lesson plan, correct work, etc. Then I go to the gym. I'm also a national athlete, so I just
we come into that.
I just added something else to the list, but yeah. So I go to the gym, and either I'm doing soca size and I work out, I do my personal workout, or I'm doing my personal workouts in preparation for competition. And then I go home and have dinner and sleep.
Do you have any kids? No.
No, I don't. No, no kids, no pets. I'm my own pet.
Do you plan to change this at any time soon? Is it something are you okay and comfortable where it's at
I'm
right
okay
now?
and comfortable where it's at, yes.
So we're not.
If it happens, it happens. Right.
Okay, wonderful. Boy, that's a lot.
Yes.
That's full,
Yes.
but it's doable because you are doing it and you look amazing while you're doing it as
you,
well.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, the soca size, when you decided to introduce or bring it home and make it into something. Was it something that was popular at the time? No, I don't think so.
There were aerobics classes or dance fitness classes, but none with the structure of soca size.
Right.
So
it was something pretty new.
Yeah.
Relatively new.
So I know a lot of persons in the beginning, they didn't know what exactly is soca size. There's a misconception that it's just soca music that we use, whereas it's Caribbean music.
Right.
So you will hear the dancehall, you will hear reggae, you will hear zouk, you will hear copper.
What's the difference between soca size and aerobics, like you said? Is it the music or the movements is also
both
different?
So we have a mix of aerobics and dance movements. So
Okay.
it's a nice blend of halfway through you're doing jumping jacks, you're doing all the other things that you would do in a regular aerobics class, whether it's like a step aerobics or just your weight aerobics class. But we mix in the dance in it, and of course the music lends to it, so it makes it a lot easier for you to move. You're not thinking, oh my goodness, I just did 32 jumping jacks and now I'm doing crunches, but you're thinking, I'm not crunching, I'm just
having fun. Yes,
right?
fun.
But you're still engaging the core, you're still working the body while you're doing movements that you ordinarily would have done in a party or at home.
Right. So that is the thing. Some people are also have the misconception because they think you just play music and dance. So
or you're just whining.
So how effective can this be?
Yes.
But there's method to the madness, is it?
Yes.
So that's where your training comes in. So you know what moves is going to target. When it
Which
might just look like
areas
a normal dance move, it will target certain areas that you need to target.
And also being able to break it down for what we call our clients revelers, for the revelers to understand, I'm not just moving my arms, but where am I pulling? Where am I pushing? What am I doing? So in bodybuilding, which is we
got to come in a while because I know last year you went out to represent us.
So there's the mind-muscle connection. So we want to know that while we're moving, that we're still working out and we're connecting the mind to the body. So we're not just flinging our arm anyhow, but okay, I'm moving the arm in a certain way. So I'm thinking of my shoulders or my biceps, my triceps.
Okay.
So we have that connection with and knowing, okay, when we do the juke to exhale, you're contracting the abs, you're working the core. So all of those things, part of the training, just helping persons connect with the reveler and understand it's not just, you're just moving, or people think, you're just whining, a whole hour you're just whining. And
some people normally say as well, okay, the gym rats normally say, you know what, that is joke thing, man. That making no sense.
That's for the ladies, or that's weak.
No, you've been in it. Come on, you look great. Is soca size straightly or?
Well, right now I'm doing weight training as well as
because you
size.
have the competitions and stuff.
But I always tell people, when I started at Labords. And, the aerobics area is upstairs and the weights are downstairs. So the guys would be like, I hear your music playing and you all just dancing. And I'd say, come. just come do a little class. All right, fine. And they come. And then I say, all right, so this is the end of our bacchanal warm-up. And they all go, what? That was a warm-up? Like, oh my gosh. What? But then they realize it really is, there is a structure. There is a method to the madness, if you want to think of it that way. But it is a workout, a genuine workout that targets the total body, all aspects of the body. And if you're weight training, you still need the cardio.
Yes. I was
You
about to
still
ask you
need
about
it.
that because I said sometimes I do a lot of weight training, but yeah, I look good, I tone, I think. But if I was to try to walk up a flight, as I would run about half an hour, I'd be out of breath.
Yeah.
So I'm toned, but I'm not fit.
Right. So even in lifting heavier weights, your cardio is really cardiovascular. So your heart lung strength and its ability to be able to do what it needs to do to help the rest of the body to survive. Right. So cardio is important. So if you're going to do cardio, why not do something that's fun? That's
to do
just
it anyways.
Yeah.
In other words, it's got to be done.
You may not go like a whole every day you do cardio, especially if your focus is like strength training or you want to be a power lifter or so.
Yeah.
But you still need a little bit of it. You still need some of
something.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about your entry. Well, last year I think that was the first time you.
Second,
the
actually.
second year
Yeah.
you.
I think about
a long time.
maybe like 6 years before I competed, and I just went, oh well, yeah, I did it and chucked it to the side.
It wasn't anything for you at the time.
But I honestly, I don't even remember how. I was like, oh, let me just try it again. Let me see what happens. And yeah. Yeah.
And you did it.
Yeah.
You did your thing,
I
man.
never expected. I just figured I'd do the national and whatever happens, happens. I never expected to represent St. Lucia and now be considered a national athlete in
Yes,
bodybuilding.
absolutely.
And competing again this year and possibly next year. And
Wow.
we'll see what happens.
This is lovely. I mean, last year you were stunning.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I looked at that physique and I said, Shani, that is you. Because you went into some serious training.
Yeah.
I remember when they said you're preparing for the tournament. And when I saw you came on, you did that little display at the bodybuilding thing.
Oh, yes.
And I said, wow, is that Shani?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shani came out like, wow, like, whoa, girl, come on now. So that was amazing. What was it like preparing and now that you've added this on to the
Already full plates.
How is it going?
I feel like the training is the easiest part.
Right.
You get used to the routine of going, lifting, seeing the progress. The hardest part is the diet, especially because I like nice food.
I know.
I like nice food. So before I started bodybuilding, people say, oh, I exercise so I could enjoy my food. It was that kind of mentality that, I'm working out hard, taking care of myself. I'm not overdoing it,
Right.
eating pizzas every day or whatnot, but that I enjoy a little something. I don't have to think, oh, no,
Well,
I shouldn't
diet,
have this or. But with the bodybuilding, especially when it's cutting season, when you're leaning out, starting to show everything, that's when you have to be very disciplined and follow that diet.
Wow.
I broke the diet a couple of times, I can't lie, but generally I was on.
How do you approach things of that sort? Because this will be a learning moment too for others. When you have a mission, you have something that you set a goal for yourself.
Yes.
And you fall off a little bit. How do you deal with it? How do you normally deal with it? Do you beat up on yourself? Do you have a moment where that happens and then you pick yourself back up, or do you just say, well, all right, it's already done. You don't cry over spilled milk. How do you do it? How do you get back on track?
Honestly, it's a mix of everything, because there are moments when I feel so guilty. I'm like, I know I should not have had the cookie or the cinnamon roll or whatever, but I still did. And I just say to myself, hey, okay, let's bring it back. Like, we don't spiral from there and beat ourselves up.
Absolutely.
And just say, okay, we accept that we've made an error. We had a little lapse in judgment. And how are we going to rectify this? Moving forward, what are we going to do? How are we going to now deal with the temptation of the sweets also? I like chips, and I found Colin Purcell actually was the one who had said have like slices of cucumber instead, because you want the crunch.
You get the crunch.
Right. So I have programmed myself now to have alternatives to deal with those cravings that I have, and just knowing, okay, don't drink the juice, just drink some water. Put some lime in the water, so at least it has some flavor. I'm not really a sugary drink person, but sometimes you want a little juice.
Yeah.
So that's an alternative. So you still get a flavor. You don't feel like, oh my goodness, water.
Right.
But yeah.
How do you deal with? Well, you probably have clients, and they see your programs are geared at targeting certain things, and they come to you, but they're not keeping up with their own thing, and sometimes most people like that lash out because I'm not seeing the results, I don't think, but all the while they are cheating on the diet, how and they probably putting that information, it's not effective, is it? Have you ever had to deal with clients of that sort? And if you ever have to deal with that, how do you perceive you will handle things of that sort?
A few times persons have said to me, they're not seeing results, or I've been working out for so long and my belly, it's usually the midsection that we want to tighten, so I just have a conversation with them, and especially if it's the diet. They say, often I hear, I don't eat much. And I say, okay, so let's go through what you actually eat, right? So we assess that, and I ask, what about snacks? Because often we forget, somebody brings in ice lollies to, I'll take one. Yeah. Or somebody's eating a little slice of cake. Give me a little piece. Right. So all of these things add up. And if you're forgetting, I tell you to log it. So for the day, get a little exercise book and just everything, just write it down so you can actually see what you are consuming, how much of it. Did you drink enough water? Are you eating on time? Because a lot of people, they don't eat on time. I was busy, but all of that affects everything, right?
Especially based on your metabolism.
Yeah. So that's another thing. If it's a case of you're not putting in the work at the class, then I will guide you accordingly during the class to say, no, let's go lower those arms, raise it higher, punch harder. And it's not a case of targeting one person and say, hey, I'm not aggressive in class.
Okay.
It's a very safe, welcoming environment and space, and that is the culture of Soca Size. So Soca Size is an international brand, and any Soca Size class that you go to, you will get that energy of let's go, you can do it, that encouraging vibe. So it's not a case of coming down hard and chastising or belittling anyone. It's just helping them connect and say, hey, okay, am I putting in my all in this? And if I'm not, then
do I really want what I say I want?
Yeah.
And if you do, then
you have to put in the work.
And
I recognize that there's some persons who the pace of a regular Soca Size class is a bit much for them. So I make recommendations. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. Because I can see you're week after week, you're struggling with the class. And even if you go half time, it's still too much. And that's all right. Our bodies are different. And I always say you have to listen to your body. So while I'm presenting and I'm saying, do this, do that, do the other, you know how you're feeling. Did you sleep properly last night? Are you well rested? Did you have a hard day at work and your mind is on 10,000 other things? Absolutely. So you know what your body is capable of and what you are able to do. So if I've noticed that you've been coming for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you still, after that first song in cardio, you hustling to breathe, you cannot, then I have to sit and have that conversation with you and say, okay, are you modifying? Well, I'm observing whether you're modifying, whether you're, breathing properly, you're using your body as you should, and if it's not working out, then
you make recommendations.
Yeah.
Now, Carnival is right there.
Yes.
And when the Carnival time, the gym full, everywhere full, so pack up. You probably have to turn down clients because everybody does get excited around that time. No judgment.
Yeah.
To get themselves in shape for the costumes and the road. What are some of the plans and things that you have? Have you already started your program for or do you normally curate programs around Carnival? How do you work?
We have one event at the end of June that we host, almost like a pre your check, like if you can handle this, then you can handle the feds, you can handle the road. If not, then hey, you need to check yourself. So that's the main thing that we do end of June, called Release, the Ultimate Fitness Fete.
Right.
So that is our build up, our first of the dynamite for
Okay.
Carnival for us,
Ooh.
looking at like from a fitness standpoint. Yeah.
Wow. And that is when? The end of June?
June
The
28th.
28th.
Yeah, that's just around the corner,
That's
you
right
know,
there.
just around the corner. June
Wow. Is
28th.
that- So now they're thinking we have to register?
Afternoon 3 to 6. And you can get tickets beforehand or you can pay
Right.
at the door. They're $50.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do I
but-
need to know when I'm coming? What do I need to walk with? What do I need to know? What mindset
Yourself,
do I need to
you
come
know,
with?
a little change. Workout outfits, you know,
Okay.
your hot workout outfits.
That's
you want to be able
right.
to look good, you want to feel good, you want to have the vibes, bring everything, and that's it. Yeah, just bring yourself, bring a little change, and come with a good attitude.
Right. What is next, Shani?
For now, just continuing with Soca Size and the bodybuilding for now.
Right. Because a
For
lot
now.
is going on.
We don't know. I used to dance salsa a lot more. So some people know me from
salsa.
salsa. I'm just always moving.
You just have a
Um,
passion for movement. innit?
I really do. I can't sit still. But I think since I've transitioned into bodybuilding, I've kind of reduced on the salsa. So something else at some point is going to come up, and I'll be like, oh, let me try this. Let me see how that goes. Yeah.
What
but
is your
for now-
life's motto? If you have one.
What is my life's motto?
Or what are the principles that you operate by when it comes to life?
I would say live a life that's pleasurable. And we often think of the word pleasurable in a
Sexual
sexual
way,
connotation, but a life that you enjoy, that you are happy to live, include a lot more moments where you just enjoy what you are doing. You find joy in the little as well as the big. So use the fine china. Don't use the nice china, use the
right?
nice cutlery,
Save
use the
it
nice
for
glasses.
a special occasion.
Nah, man,
Every
every day is a
one.
special occasion.
Certainly.
Yeah. Doll up, dress up, treat yourself. We often give to others a lot and then we forget to give the
Give to
same thing to ourselves. So
That's
we
true.
give half. So give to yourself as well. Yeah, that's right now in this space and this age, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Give your full cup
Yeah.
to yourself. And then you'll be able to pour in a little more.
That's right.
Well, you give all the information there, but on the other side, like a line to the health and fitness now, if you was to give an advice to persons probably contemplating, still they have a little
the
book
fence,
down, little
yeah,
book
yeah.
down, and they write it every day. Next week I go start, today I go start, and that's been 5 years ago. If you
Yeah.
were to give advice to persons about the importance of, because not just, looking good is a spin-off.
That's the plus,
That's a plus.
exactly.
But you know what? If you were to advise people, especially in this sort of where we are, so many different things we consume, the environment that what would you say?
Just move. Honestly, just move. Find something that you like. Start and just move. So it can be every day you put on a couple of tunes on the radio, or you listen to RCI in
You
the
listen
morning,
to us,
like
of
the whole
course.
day, really and truly.
Absolutely.
And you dance, you move, right? So that's one way. If walking is your thing, maybe you want to try walking, do that. Don't wait for the nice outfit. Don't wait for the first of the month.
Yeah.
Don't wait for when I get paid, when I find somebody else. Just do it. Once you start and make it a habit, once you start and you get that habit, then that's it.
Absolutely.
And find something that you love, because
Yeah.
some people, dance fitness is not for them. Walking, they
love
walk in the whole of
Yes,
St. Lucia.
absolutely.
But that's for them. Let me tell you, I don't like to walk. I don't like to
I
walk.
like the lifting.
I
the
like weight training. I
love
like
weight
dance
training. I
fitness.
love weight
Right?
training.
So for me, those areas you'll definitely see me. For some people, it's playing their sports, whether it's
Absolutely.
volleyball, their
Truth.
football. So in some way, you're moving.
Absolutely.
Yeah? So find what you love and do it.
Yes, well said. Shani, you are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and it was really an honor.
It's my pleasure.
To
Thank you
find
for
out
having
so
me.
much about you this to find out all this about you there this morning, because a lot of people didn't know all these things.
Yeah.
Everybody think, well, she was always just in that. That's always just her field, like
No.
that's her thing, But it's wonderful to have had you to share, and let's hope it
Thank you.
inspires somebody somewhere somehow,
Thank
to get up and move.
Yes.
Yeah, movement is vital. Wealth True wealth is health.
That's right.
True health is wealth. Whatever they say. Health, wealth, health. Same difference. But that's what it is. Shani, you're amazing. Thank you again, darling.
Thank you, Mareen.
Wonderful. So, guys, that's our show for today. Shani, Victorin. Soca Side Shani. That's right. We're going to be doing it again next Tuesday. Sorry. With another amazing woman who's going to be sharing her story, sharing her journey. And we look forward to you then. Now, partner, the the First National Bank, we'd like to say a very special thank you. And stay tuned for Hyper. He's next. And I'll be back at 2. Yeah, that's it.
All started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Established in 1960.